My dear one, you have been bearing a burden that was never intended for you to carry alone, and there is something I need to gently challenge, something you have quietly come to accept as truth. The belief that the way things look right now is how they will always remain. That belief has been taking something from you that I have been holding in store for you. It has kept you in a place of tension when I have already prepared a place of rest. You have been striving so hard to find a way forward that you have not paused long enough to hear me say this plainly, simply, and directly. Everything is going to be fine. Not because your circumstances have already shifted. Not because the problem has vanished. Not because the obstacle has already moved. But because I am telling you so. And when I speak something over a life, it does not return empty. When I declare a word over your situation, that word carries a weight no difficulty in this world can overcome. I do not make promises the way people do. When I say I will do something, the process has already begun. The declaration itself is the beginning of movement toward its fulfillment. That is the nature of my word. It is not a wish. It is not merely an intention. It is a force that moves through time, arranging what must be arranged, opening what must be opened, closing what must be closed, and preparing what must be prepared. And right now, my word is moving through every detail of your situation on your behalf. So hear me again. Everything is going to be fine. Let those words settle deeply within you. Do not rush past them. Do not read them and move on as if they were just comforting language. Sit with them. Let them work inside you. Because in this very moment, those words are not just comfort. They are a foundation. They are the ground beneath your feet when everything else feels unstable. They are the anchor that holds when the current becomes strong enough to sweep everything else away. Plant your trust in these words. Return to them each time worry rises, each time fear knocks at your door, each time your circumstances whisper that nothing is changing and never will. I see the condition you have been in. I know what these days have felt like from within. I know there have been moments when you lay still, and the weight of everything you are facing pressed down on you like something heavy and suffocating. I know there were times you tried to pray, and the words felt weak, as though they could not even rise past the ceiling. I know there were moments when you examined your situation from every angle, and still could not find a way forward, and the searching itself became exhausting because you were looking for a solution in a place where it had not yet appeared. And I know what made it even harder was not just the problem, but the silence, the feeling that I was not responding, the worry that maybe I had stepped away, or that this situation was too small, too complex, or too far gone. My dear one, none of that was ever true, not for a single moment. When it felt like your words were not reaching me, they were, every one of them. When it felt like silence meant absence, it actually meant I was already at work. The things I do in your life do not always come with noise or visible movement. Sometimes the deepest work I do is quiet. Sometimes the most meaningful changes take place in places you cannot yet see. You are not being ignored. You are being shaped. You are not being overlooked. You are being prepared. What I am bringing into your life requires a preparation process that largely happens out of sight. Roots do not grow where you can observe them. They grow underground, in darkness, slowly, without visible evidence. And then one day, what was happening beneath the surface becomes visible above it, and it seems sudden. But it was not sudden. It was the result of unseen work that was real all along. I want to walk with you through what is weighing on you. Not quickly, not superficially, but carefully, because you deserve more than a simple answer. You deserve to understand not only what I am saying, but why I am saying it. Not just the conclusion, but the nature behind it. So let us move slowly, step by step. The thing you are most afraid of right now, I know what it is. You have kept it close, sometimes avoiding saying it out loud because giving it words makes it feel more real, and it already feels heavy enough inside you. But I am not afraid of it. I know it fully. Every detail, every layer, every fear within the fear, every consequence attached to it. And knowing all of that, I am still telling you, everything is going to be fine. That statement is not coming from ignorance. It comes from complete awareness of your situation and of who I am in relation to it. What I am, in relation to everything you face, is this: I am greater than it. Not in a dismissive way, not in a careless way, but in a real, fundamental, unchanging way. What feels like it fills your entire vision right now, what has become the lens through which you see everything else. That thing is real and it matters. I am not minimizing it, but your perspective is limited by where you stand. From where I stand, that same situation looks very different. Not because it is unreal, but because the space surrounding it is filled with possibilities, resources and movements you cannot yet see. And what I am inviting you to do is not deny the problem, but expand your awareness of what exists around it. Trust is what allows that expansion. When you trust me, you are not pretending the problem is smaller. You are choosing to include me in the equation. And when I am included, the equation changes completely. Not slightly, but fundamentally. I am not a small adjustment. I am the factor that transforms what is possible. Let us stay here for a moment, because you need more than a definition of trust. You need to see what it looks like in practice. Trust does not feel like certainty. There will be days when you are trusting me, and it does not feel like trust at all. It feels like choosing to act as though something is true, even when your emotions are telling you the opposite, like someone afraid of heights who climbs a ladder because they know it is secure. The fear remains. The height is still real, but the action is based on what is true, not on what is felt. That is trust, and that is what I am asking of you. Not the removal of fear, not the absence of doubt, not pretending certainty you do not have. I am asking for a decision, made again and again in ordinary moments, to act based on what you know about me rather than what you feel about your situation. To return to what is true about my character when your emotions say something else. To keep moving in the direction I am leading you, even when you feel like stopping to reassess everything. Understand this about how I work. I do not usually remove difficulty before calling you to trust me. I call you to trust me in the middle of it. I meet you in uncertainty. I walk beside you in what has not yet been resolved. The faith I am forming in you is not created through ease. Easy conditions provide relief, but they do not build depth. The kind of faith that is unshakable comes from holding on through something difficult and discovering that I was worth holding on to. And the path you are on right now is not punishment. It is not proof of distance or neglect. It is a path I am walking with you, because it leads somewhere meaningful. I did not place you here to break you, but because you are strong enough to walk it, and because what lies ahead is worth the journey. The road that brought you here, with all its challenges and unanswered questions, was not a mistake. I did not miscalculate. I was present in every part of it, every turn, every difficult stretch, every moment when things became harder than you expected. And I am present now. The path being difficult does not mean it is wrong. Pain often makes you question where things went off track. Sometimes that question is useful, but sometimes the pain is simply what this part of the journey feels like from the inside. Difficulty is not always a sign of error. Sometimes it is the terrain of a meaningful path. And because I am with you on this path, you will make it through. The road ahead is not an endless extension of what you have been experiencing. There is movement coming. There is change approaching. Something I have been preparing is going to enter your life from a direction you are not currently watching. It often comes that way. Unexpected, unplanned from your perspective, so that you can clearly see it was not something you arranged, but something I did. And when it happens, you will recognize it. You will know, and you will understand that I have been working all along.